Welcome to the Registration of Tax Agency User Manual. This manual is prepared to help the applicant who can be a tax agency registrant to navigate through the Federal Tax Authority Emara Tax portal to submit their tax agency registration application. A tax agency allows taxable person to facilitate the tax return filing. You are required to perform the selection of the user type before proceeding for the tax agency registration at Emara Tax portal. You can log in into the Emara Tax account using your login credentials or using UAE Pass. If you do not have an Emara Tax account, you can sign up for an account by clicking the Sign Up button. If you have forgotten your password, you can use the Forgot Password feature to reset your password. If you log in via your registered email and password, on successful login, the Emara Tax online user dashboard will be displayed. If you had opted for two-factor authentication, you will be required to enter the OTP received in your registered email and mobile number to successfully log in. If you wish to log in via UAE Pass, you will be redirected to UAE Pass. On successful UAE Pass login, you will be redirected back to the Emara Tax online user dashboard. Select the checkbox for tax agencies to choose the user type as tax agency. Click Proceed to continue to the home page. Click Register on the Tax Agency tile to initiate the tax agency registration application. The Guidelines and Instructions page is designed to help you understand certain important requirements related to tax agency registration in the UAE. It also provides guidance on what information you should have in hand when you are completing the tax agency registration application. You are requested to read through the terms and conditions carefully. Once satisfied, you are requested to click checkbox to agree the terms and conditions. Click Start to initiate the tax agency registration application. Select Yes if you have a trade license that allows you to operate as a tax agency. Click Proceed to continue. The application is divided into a number of short sections which deal with various aspects of the registration process. The progress bar displays the number of sections required to complete the application. The section you are currently in is highlighted in blue. Once you progress to the next section successfully, the previous section will be highlighted in green. In order to move from one section to the next, all mandatory fields of the current section must be completed. Any field that is not marked as optional is mandatory and must be filled out in order to move to the next section. Ensure that data you enter in the application is identical to the relevant supporting documents in order to avoid rejection or resubmission of your application. Enter your trade license details. Enter details of your certificate of incorporation. Upload supporting documents. Click on the Save as Draft button to save your application and return to continue working on your application later. Click on Previous Step to move to the previous section. Click on Cancel to cancel the application without saving. After completing all mandatory fields, click the Next Step button to save and proceed to the next section. Enter your main trade license details. Click Add Business Activities to enter the business activity information associated to the trade license. Enter the mandatory business activity information and click on Add. The activity code will be populated by the system. Ensure that the information about all your business activities is included. Click Add Owners to enter the owner information associated to the trade license. Enter the mandatory owner information and click on Add. Select Yes, if you have one or more branches, and add the local branch details. For each branch, enter the trade license details and associated business activities and owners list. Branches are not legally distinct from the wider entity to which they belong. Therefore, registration will not be made in the name of a branch but in the name of the head office where it meets the relevant criteria. Even if you are operating via branches in more than one emirate, only one tax agency registration is required. After completing all mandatory fields, click the Next Step button to save and proceed to the next section. Enter the address of the business here. Do not use another company's address, for example, your accountant. If you have multiple addresses, provide details of the place where most of the day-to-day activities of the business are carried out. After completing all mandatory fields, click the Next Step button to save and proceed to the next section. Enter the details of the tax agency. After completing all mandatory fields, click the Next Step button to save and proceed to the next section. Click on Add Authorized Signatory to enter the authorized signatory details. You can add one or more authorized signatory. After completing all mandatory fields, click Add button to save and proceed. After completing all mandatory fields, click the Next Step button to save and proceed to the next section. This section will help you to make sure that you have completed the registration application correctly and included the documents we have asked you to send. After carefully reviewing all of the information entered on the application, mark the checkbox to declare the correctness of the information provided in the application. Click Submit to submit the application to FTA. After your application is submitted successfully, a reference number is generated for your submitted application. Note this reference number for future purposes. FTA may request for clarifications. Once FTA approves the application, your status will be changed to awaiting tax agent linking. The status of your request on the dashboard will change to in review and you will receive an email from us to confirm receipt of your application. PII will be required to be submitted at the time of first linking. Read the What Next and important notes. Click Download to download a PDF copy of the acknowledgement screen. Click Back to Dashboard to navigate back to the tax agency dashboard. After your application is approved by FTA, the status of your tax agency will be awaiting tax agent linking. Only once your tax agency is linked to a tax agent, you will be able to operate as a tax agency. Once the linking process is completed, your tax agency number and tax agency certificates will be generated. Tax agency receives the following correspondences: Application Submission Acknowledgement. Additional Information Notification, only if FTA requires more information to assist with their review of your application. Application Approval or Rejection Notification. Thank you.